What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex Yu, and I want to take the time in this video to answer a question that was sent to me by a couple of fans, and that question is, where do you get your Transformers toys from? And specifically the ones that I order online from. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and that is a website called Plamoya. That is Plamoya, and that's www.plamoya.com. And if you don't already know, plamoderu, that is short for plastic model. Pla is short for plastic, moderu is Japanese for model. Plamoya, well, that's kind of like plamoderu, except that it has the word ya at the end of it. And ya in Japanese actually means store. In a nutshell, it means plastic model store, so plamoya.com. I discovered this website when I was searching for Sidearm Sideswipe, the Takara version. In the Hasbro version of Sidearm Sideswipe, he's silver and red, and I didn't like the red on him. So I found out that there was the Takara version, which is all silver. So I went to plamoya.com, and then I ordered it, and now I have a completely silver Sidearm Sideswipe. That is a movie accurate paint version of Sidearm Sideswipe. So I was really happy about that. Then I discovered that this website is quite unique because they carry a lot of other hard to find Transformers products. But before I get into that, let me explain to you how the market works over in Japan. I'm talking about the collector's market. First of all, Japanese retailers, they don't compete against each other. They always have a set standard price. For example, if a product costs 4,800 yen, it will most likely cost 4,800 yen also at another store and also at another store. So they don't really have competitive pricing. At the very most, they'll only give you a 5% off, maybe as like a 1-week deal when the item first comes out, but they don't really compete against each other. That's the way the Japanese economy works, especially in retail. Now in Tokyo, they have a district called Akihabara, and that district sells a lot of electronics, video games, and also there's a lot of collector shops, and their collector shops are amazing. Imagine this, 4 to 8 stories that is nothing but collectibles. In the first floor you would have maybe Lego. In the second floor you would have Transformers. In the third floor you'd have Gundam. In the fourth floor G.I. Joes. In the fifth floor anime, and you get the point. So I went to these collector shops and I went to the Transformers section, and they would have really hard to find stuff. And one thing that you gotta know about Japan is that their prices is completely different from North American prices. For example, we buy leader classes at around $50, and then over in Japan, they pay 8,800 yen, which is pretty much $105. We might think it's expensive on our side, but actually over there, that is standard. Because one thing about Japan that you gotta know is that everything is all relative. Everything's expensive over there, but then the people get paid more or they work longer hours. So it's all relative. It's all balanced out in the end. But for our standards as North Americans, when we go over there, we think everything is expensive. So the way they counter that is that they have their Takara Transformers, which are versions that are meant for Japan and Asia. In North America, we get the Hasbro versions. There's little things that Hasbro cheaped out on, such as paint job and less accessories and things like that, less detail. So the Takara ones do have a little bit more value in them. Anyways, another thing about the market is that what something is worth over here, let's say a product went up in value over in North America, that product might be like a dead stock, like nobody even wants that product, or that product can skyrocket even higher. So the market is completely different when you compare North American prices and secondary market prices with Japan's prices. They kind of live in their own collector's bubble. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk about Plamoya. Plamoya actually reflects all those prices. When you go into the website and you go into the Transformers section, you'll notice that they offer a lot of discounts. For example, all their pre-orders are given 5% off the original retail. Right here we have Transformers Prime AM21 Arms Master Optimus Prime. It's at 8,400 yen, but the pre-order price is 5% off, so you get it for 7,980 yen. And then let's look at another item, Transformers Masterpiece MP12 Lambor, which is Sideswipe. The original retail is 6,090 yen. At 5% off, it's actually 5,786 yen. Now, these are yen prices, so let's just make it a little bit easier and go to US prices. They have it in every single currency. So, let's look at that again. Transformers Prime Masterpiece MP12 Sideswipe is $77.82 after the exchange conversion. After 5% off, it's $73.93. Now, with Plamoya, they have two great things about them. Discounts and hard to find items. Let me talk about discounts first. Here's a good example of a discount. You have Transformers Prime AM14 Jet Viacon, original price $26.83 US. Save 13% off right now and get it for $23.41. Another thing is the Transformers Prime AM07 Starscream. It's $53.67 after the exchange. Save 20% off right now and get it for $42.92. Now, of course, these are the Takara versions, okay? These are not the Hasbro versions. So you just got to keep that in mind before you're ordering. Now, here's the best discount I found. Sci-Fi Revoltech Series number 38 Transformers Bumblebee. The original price is $48.57. Save 47% off and get it for only $25.76. That is a great discount. So you got to keep an eye out for these things. A lot of times they just have these discounts scattered all over the place. Now keep in mind, this is a Japanese website, therefore you're paying international shipping. They have 3 options for you. EMS, which is Express Mail Service, SAL, Surface Airlift, tracked, and Surface Airlift, non-tracked. I always go for Surface Airlift tracked because it's not as expensive as EMS, but it's still more reliable than Surface Airlift without tracking. And also they always mention that it can take a little bit over a month for Surface Airlift. I always go with that shipping method and I always get it in less than 2 weeks. And with the fact that it is insured and traceable, that gives you a good peace of mind. Now let's talk about some hard to find items. If you go into the second and third page of their Transformers section, you'll find some stuff that is a bit harder to find. For example, you have all these things over here. Transformers Soundwave, the Human Alliance version, that's something that's hard to find. And also a lot of discontinued items, like for example, the Transformers Optimus Prime Revoltech, the original one. Now, like I said before, their prices reflect the current Japanese secondary market prices, so they fluctuate. They can go up and they can go down. It's kind of like stocks. Don't expect to pay the original retail price on a hard to find and discontinued item. They even have some really interesting variants. For example, the Transformers movie RD-21 Decepticon Rampage Desert Combat version. That's the red version, which is the movie accurate color version. The original version from Hasbro is yellow. So sometimes you really find some gems in here. But for those items, be prepared to pay a pretty high price. The last thing I want to mention about Plamoya is that sometimes they carry some Hasbro items. Now, when you look at a Hasbro item, for example, this Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Autobot Jazz, you see the price is $34.23. And you're thinking, why the heck would I buy that? This site is a ripoff. Well, before you decide to jump to that conclusion, keep in mind this is a Japanese website. When you bring in a North American product to Japan, that's considered an imported product. Therefore, Japanese people will pay an imported price. So you gotta look at it that way. When products from Takara come to North America, you pay those imported prices. When American products come to Japan, you still are paying imported prices because at the end of the day, like I said before, it is an imported product. Anyways, that's all I have to say in this video. I really hope that this video helped you understand how this website works. It is a website that I do like to use. When they get their products in stock, they usually have anywhere between 15 to 25% off. So you just gotta be patient, but you gotta be pretty quick about it because they have very little stock of some items, and sometimes when you just click to buy that item, it gets sold out the moment you refresh the page. And there you have it. Now the final thing that I want to mention about this website is that should you decide to want to purchase something from this website, I want to ask you a favor, and that is to click the link on the description box below. It's a link that takes you to Plamoya.com, but it's also a link that shows me that this video was helpful to you guys. So by clicking on that link, it tells me that you visited the website because I sent you there. And that really shows me your support, so I really appreciate that. Anyways, if you found this video to be helpful, hit that like button. If you want to see more Transformers videos, hit that subscribe button. If you want to talk about Transformers on Facebook with a large group of Transformers nerds just like myself, hit that like button on the Ragin Nation Facebook page. And if you want to see some exclusive Twitter content from the Ragin Nation, follow me on Twitter. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. From the live action films because they're really quick and you don't quite see everything. But one thing that I do like about the transformations in Transformers Prime is that when you're